And the Lord God said, it's not good that the man should be alone. I will make him help meet for him. Who gives this woman to be married to this man?
I do.
Ralph, your bride awaits you. The writer of Proverbs wrote in chapter 18, verse 22, these words, and I agree with him. He said, whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord. We've gathered here today to share in the marriage ceremony Sonia Shaw and Ralph Tanaka Rutanhira. I get that right? Marriage is a commitment ordained of God. It is the bringing together of two individuals from separate backgrounds, from separate families, now to become one. Your family and friends rejoice with you today as you exchange your marriage vows. Ralph, Sana, neither of you are vowing today to be perfect, nor are you vowing to always do exactly as the other would wish. But you are vowing to be true to each other, honest with each other, loving and caring for each other. The story of man and woman coming together for the very first time is recorded in the Bible, in the book of Genesis. I recently heard a little different version. It's not the King James Version. In fact, it's embellished a little bit, but I share it with you for a reason. And the embellished story goes like this. God created Adam and placed him in the garden, looked out, noticed he was lonely, called him in, said, Adam, I've been observing your loneliness, and I'm going to make you a helpmate. She is going to wait on you hand and foot. I told you it was embellished a little bit. Wash your clothes, iron your clothes, cook your meals, bear your children, and never have a headache. Adam said, what would this cost me? And God said, an arm and a leg. Adam said, what have you got for a rib? Now, the reason I share that with you, Ralph, I want you to understand the true story. The first woman was taken from the man, but she was not taken from his feet that he would walk on her. She was not taken from his head that he would rule over her and dominate her. The first woman was taken from the man's side, that she might always be by his side. Near his heart, that she might be loved by her man. I charge you today, always, always love Sana. In fact, Paul wrote in Ephesians 5:25, husbands, love your wives even as Christ also loved the church. Ralph, do you on this day, and by the way, what is today's date?
October the 13th.
Don't you ever forget it. Do you on this day, October the 13th, 2012, accept the responsibilities of being a husband to Sana? If so, please answer, I do.
I do.
Please join hands. We're going to have our vows today in two languages. Bear with us.
我 Ralph 愿意许你 Sana 为爱妻，我答应你永远将自己忠实于你，对你诚实、尊重、信任、帮助和关心你。我从心里轻轻地对你说，我要和你分享生活，我会宽恕你的，因为我们已经被神宽恕了。我们将一起学习，以便更好地了解对方、这个世界和神。无论是好是坏，我们一起被神带领着，一直到永远。
I, Ralph, take you, Sana, to be my wife. And these things I promise you. I will be faithful to you. Honest with you. I will respect you. Trust, help, and care for you. My lips will speak gently to you. From my heart. I will share my life with you. I will be forgiving. As we have been forgiven. Together we will learn. To better understand each other. The world. And God. Through the best and the worst. Of what is to come. As long as we live. Son of Paul wrote in that same passage, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband.
我 Sana 愿意待你 Ralph 为丈夫，我答应你永远将自己忠实于你，对你诚实、尊重、 信任、帮助和关心你。我从心里轻轻地对你说，我要和你分享生活，我会宽恕你的，因为我们已经被神宽恕了。我们将一起学习，以便更好地了解对方、这个世界和神。无论是好是坏，我们一起被神带领着，一直到永远。
Asana,
Asana,
take you, Ralph,
take you out
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
And these things I promise you.
And these things I promise you,
I will be faithful to you,
I will be faithful to you,
honest with you.
honest with you,
I will respect you,
I will respect you,
trust, help, and care for you.
trust, help, and care for you.
My lips will speak gently to you
My lips will speak gently to you
from my heart.
from my heart.
I will share my life with you.
I will share my life with you.
I will be forgiving
I will be forgiven
as we have been forgiven.
as we have been forgiven.
Together we will learn
Together we will learn
to better understand each other,
to better learn each other,
the world,
the world,
and God
and God,
through the best and the worst
through the best and the worst
of what is to come
of what is to come,
as long as we live.
as long as we live.
I'd like for the two of you to look at me just for a moment. I know that's probably not what you want to do, but if you would just for a moment, I'd like to share something with you that you probably are already aware of, but allow me to remind you today that marriage is not just an agreement between two people. It's more than that. It is a contract, but it is more than a contract. It is a covenant. It is called the covenant of marriage. We have a story in the Old Testament. The Bible tells us that during the days of the flood, when the ark came to rest again upon the earth, God entered into a covenant with Noah, declaring never again would he destroy the world with water. And as a token of that covenant, he placed a beautiful rainbow in the sky. Now each time we look upon the colors of the rainbow, we're reminded it's there because of the covenant. Today, the two of you are entering into the marriage covenant, and you have brought tokens of that covenant, very appropriate, very beautiful tokens, the rings. In just a few moments, I'm going to ask you to place a ring on the finger of that one that you love. And I pray that in this journey of life together as husband and wife, each time you observe that ring on your finger, you'll be reminded it's there because of a covenant, the covenant of marriage. Could I have the rings, please? Let me talk to you for a moment about the rings and the beautiful symbolism. They are a beautiful symbol of this covenant. The ring is made of that element that is least easily tarnished. And I charge you both today to never let anything tarnish the vows that you're exchanging here today. And I'm sure that you've probably already noticed, but the ring is an endless circle. There is no end to it. Your love for each other must be as endless as the circle of the ring. And by the way, these rings will not break themselves. For them to be broken, an outside force must be brought to bear upon them. I charge you both today to never let any outside forces come to bear upon the marriage vows that you're exchanging here today. Ralph, will you take this ring, place it on Simon's finger, repeat after me. Today, Simon,
Today, Simon,
I join my life to yours,
I join my life to yours,
not merely as your husband,
not merely as your husband,
but as your best friend,
but as your best friend,
your lover,
your lover,
your confidant.
your confidant.
Let me be the shoulder you lean on,
Let me be the shoulder you lean on,
the rock on which you rest,
the rock on which you rest,
the companion of your life.
the companion of your life.
With you, I will walk our path
With you, I will walk our path
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
with free and unconstrained love.
with free and unconstrained love.
I give you all that I am
I give you all that I am
and all that I am to become.
and all that I am to become.
Take this ring,
Take this ring,
and with it my promise
and with it my promise
of faith,
of faith,
patience,
patience,
and love
and love
for the rest of my life.
for the rest of my life.
Sana，我今天将与你一起共度生活，不只是仅仅作为你的丈夫，也作为你的朋友、爱人和知己。让我成为你能够依靠的肩膀，让我成为你歇息的石头，你这一生的伴侣。从今天起，我会和你一起走向生活的旅程。从今天起，我会依无条件的爱情给你所有的一切。这枚戒指代表我的承诺、耐心、爱，也代表我对你一生一世的承诺。
Sana, you take this ring, place it on Ralph's finger. Today, Ralph,
Today, Ralph,
I join my life to yours.
I join my life to yours.
Not merely as your wife,
Not merely as your wife,
but as your best friend,
but as your best friend,
your lover,
your lover,
your confidant.
your confidant.
Let me be the shoulder you lean on,
Let me be the shoulder you lean on,
the rock on which you rest,
the rock which you rest,
the companion of your life.
companion of your life.
With you, I will walk our path
With you, I will walk our path
from this day forward.
from the days
With free and unconstrained love,
with free and constrained love.
I give you all that I am,
I give you all that I am,
all that I'm to become.
all that I am becoming.
Take this ring,
Take this ring,
and with it my promise
and with my promise
of faith,
of faith,
patience,
patience,
and love
and love
for the rest of my life.
for the rest of my life.
The two of you have just exchanged vows with each other. Those vows consist of words, and by the way, words mean something. There's one particular word in those vows I'd like to go back to just for a moment and talk about. It's a word that defines the reason you're here today, and that word is love. Love. I'm going to ask you a question, not looking for an answer. Simply want you to think with me for a moment. What is love? How do you define love? How do you know that love is love? The greatest definition that I have found was written by the Apostle Paul. It's recorded in the New Testament, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, often referred to as the love chapter. But Paul did an awesome job of defining love. I hope you will always remember this passage. He said it like this. He said, love is patient, love is kind, and envies no one. Love is never boastful, nor conceited, nor rude. It is never selfish, nor quick to take offense. Love keeps no score of wrongs, does not gloat over other men's sins, but delights in the truth. There is nothing that love cannot face. There is no limit to its faith, its hope, and its endurance. Because of love, because of the love the two of you share for each other, after the exchanging of your vows and giving and receiving of the marriage rings, being an ordained minister, and in accordance to the laws of the state of Texas, I now proclaim that you are husband and wife. Hear me now and hear me well. What God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. Ralph, sir, Sana is now your wife, and you may salute her, and I don't mean like this. You may kiss your wife. You have committed here today to share the rest of your lives with each other. Today, this relationship is symbolized through the pouring of sand, two individual containers of sand into one, representing, Simon, all that you were, and all that you are, and all that you will ever be, and the other representing you, Ralph, and all that you were, and all that you are, and all that you will ever be. As the two containers of sand are poured into the third container, the individual containers of sand will no longer exist, but will be joined together as one. Just as those grains of sand can never be separated and poured into an individual container, so will your marriage be.
你们今天在这里彼此承诺，一起共度余生。今天这种关系将通过两个独立的瓶子，一个代表 Sana 的现在和将来，另一个代表 Ralph 的现在和将来。就当这两个瓶子里的沙子倒进了共同的瓶子里，连接在一起成为一个，这些沙子就永远不分，也不分开，也不再相别，就如你们的婚姻。
And now, would you join the two containers of sand together, symbolizing the unity of your marriage today? And now the journey begins, the journey of the rest of your life together as husband and wife. Just before you depart on this journey today, if you would allow me to, I would like to share with you some words of wisdom. You might question what qualifies the preacher that has out words of wisdom. Well, if anything, maybe the fact that the 15th day of June just passed, my wife and I celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary. I married her when I was 5 years old. That's my story, I'm sticking to it. Ralph, the first bit of wisdom that I would share with you today does come from 50 years of experience. In this journey together as husband and wife, you can always be right, or you can be happy. There was an old couple sitting together on their front porch in their rocking chairs, been married many, many years. She turned to him one day and said, "Why don't you ever tell me you love me?" His response was, "I told you the day I married you, if it ever changes, I'll let you know." I won't get it. These ladies like to hear those three little words. They're small words, but powerful words, the words I love you. One final thing that I would share with you, I hope you will hear me on this. Paul wrote in Ephesians chapter 4 these words. He said, "In your anger," and by the way, there will be moments of anger. But Paul said, "In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you're still angry." Let me encourage you guys, when those moments occur, before you lay your head on the pillow to sleep, make sure everything's okay. I promise you, you'll sleep better, the sun will shine brighter the next day. Through the journey of life, there will be many times that folks will want to make pictures of you, and this young lady wants to make our picture right now. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Would you join us? Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory forever. Amen. It is my honor today to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Ralph Rutanhira. Would you give them a hand?